Well, hello everyone. Welcome to day 30 of the Forks Over Knives Challenge. So, first of all, this morning, it's already nighttime. This morning, I was super busy. I've been making bread. I'm only up to 4 loaves now, but I've been making bread so that I can make stuffing for Thanksgiving. And I made banana rice pudding for the boys, and I did some laundry, and very, very busy. So I ended up having some brown rice crackers, which all that's in them is water and brown rice, with some guacamole, which was super fantastic. And the guacamole comes in these little cups from Costco that are pre-measured amount, so it's not like I can overeat it, which is awesome too. So that's what I had for breakfast. And then Anthony and I had a ton of grocery shopping that we needed to do. So my mom came over about 10 to watch the boys, and we left, and while we were out, we picked up a container of hummus. And I have to say, hands down, the Oasis brand is going to be all-time my favorite forever and ever. It doesn't have any oil, but they have several of them at Whole Foods. I don't remember which one it was we got, but I'm just not as big a fan, but it was okay. The one thing that I absolutely love about grocery stores nowadays, it doesn't matter where you go, you can get carrot chips to dunk in whatever it is that you want to dunk it in, so that worked out fine for while we were out. But we got home, and I mean, we were out for like 5 hours. We did a ton of grocery shopping. And then it's time to feed kids supper, and so got working on that, and now it's finally time to feed my husband and myself supper. So I had realized that I haven't really done a whole lot of Mexican-y type things, so I am going to make an enchilada sauce, which my husband and I discussed it, and I mean, you could make it into like enchiladas themselves, you could make it into some kind of a layered bake, you could do all sorts of things. He and I both think that some soup sounds wonderful, so I'm going to make enchilada soup. So basically, the enchilada sauce, let me show you that. Okay, here is the enchilada sauce and recipe directions. So in order to make this, you're supposed to make the tomato sauce recipe from page 25. So what I did differently this time with that, I didn't add any sweetener to it this time. I just literally took a can of tomato sauce out of the can, no salt added tomato sauce, and added a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of basil, and a very heaping teaspoon of garlic. You're supposed to have a couple of other ingredients in there, like you're supposed to cook an onion and blend that into it and stuff, but I'm going to put an onion in the enchilada sauce, and I'm going to put onions in my soup, so I wasn't really too worried about that. I think that that's just going to be fine in terms of tomato sauce, and you just need a cup of it. So, but I just made the whole jar, the whole can, because what else am I going to do with the rest of the can, you know? So, anywho, that is that. So what I need to do right now in order to get started with this is to take my half of an onion that I have diced up and cook that. And once you have cooked that, you then add in, I mean, pretty much everything else at the same time, just about. But so you stick in the garlic, and you're supposed to use 1/4 cup of, it's supposed to be ancho chili powder. This is just the chili powder that I have. It's from Sprouts. It's just in their bulk section, but it's 1/4 cup of that, which is a lot. But I'm going to do it because that's the main flavor in the soup. So, and then what is it? 1 teaspoon? 1 teaspoon of cumin, which is fine. I'll use a teaspoon of cumin when I'm using that much chili powder. I think that amount of cumin would be fine. But you're supposed to toast them. I'm not gonna do that part. I'm skipping that entirely. And then after those two things, mix those in. You then add in your tomato sauce and your veggie stock, which you use 1.5 cups of vegetable stock. And again, I'm going to use the low sodium veggie broth, the Better Than Bouillon low sodium, because it doesn't have any oil in it. And then you season it with salt to whatever flavor it is that you want. So anyway, that's gonna be my sauce for soup. And the soup is going to have, it's gonna be very easy. Peppers and onions, black beans, yellow corn. Would be perfect opportunity if you wanted to. You could put in some either diced green chilies or some jalapenos or something like that if you wanted. Also cilantro if that's something that you prefer. When you go to top this, you could top it with fresh tomatoes that you've chopped up. You could top it with a little bit of scallions, some guacamole, some vegan sour cream. If I had any of that tofu sour cream left, I would seriously think about using that. So yeah, there's lots of options for this. I am actually going to go ahead and go put this together so that my husband and I can eat sometime tonight, and I will be back with you guys in just a little bit for a taste test. Alrighty guys, I probably should have listened to my inner intuition when I told me that, yeah, I probably should not have used quite that much chili powder. But, so this is what the enchilada sauce looks like. My husband tried this and he said, yeah, that tastes like enchilada sauce. And yeah, it's got a little bit of flavor to it. It's got a little bit of heat to it. It is way too spicy for me. However, this enchilada soup is super pretty. It's got lots and lots and lots and lots of yumminess going on. So I've got about 2 full bowls worth. I'm going to try it with a little bit of, I have tried a tiny little bit of it. It's very spicy. Try it with some guacamole. I mean, it's edible. There's a lot of flavor going on there. Whew. So it's actually quite good flavor-wise. It's just got a little bit too much of a heat factor for me. But if you had some sour creams that you like to make or that you have on hand, I would definitely recommend stirring that in there, because that would totally tame that down a little bit. But it's very good flavor-wise. Just a tiny bit too much heat for me. But Anthony likes it, and he tolerates heat much better than I do. So anyway, this is a really good enchilada sauce. Put the amount of chili powder in there that you like for heat-wise, so the amount of flavor that you can handle. I probably personally would kick it back down to about 2 tablespoons rather than 4. And that would probably be about what I could handle. My husband would probably sit in the middle and be like, yeah, let's do 3. So anyways, that is it for me for today, guys. I will see you again tomorrow for the finale video.